Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is the Prince of FNAF, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing, and also be sure to hit that notification bell. That way, you'll indeed be notified for any awesome videos like this in the future.
The ghost dragon appears only when a new moon occurs on All Hallows Eve.
Hello everybody, and welcome to my look at the Safari Ltd Ghost Dragon. And what a time to take a look at this figure during the spooky Halloween season. I'm just fiending with unbridled need to scare people. But let's take a look at this scary figure first. It's really nicely sculpted. Like, I like how the face just looks like a skull, and it's done in this kind of murky, I don't know, gross green and blue and black. But the face, the sculpt on this face here, is so good with all like the bony textures and even the plating. It's super duper realistic looking. I love it. It's so cool. I like how like the top of it almost appears to be like more like a skeleton, but then we're kind of fading into like blue and then fading back into some more ghost-like green colors, which is so cool. Another addition, and I'm not sure how this dragon even flies, but hey, it's a ghost, so we can distend belief. But it does have a nice pair of folded up torn wings, a really spiky, thorny tail. Very different compared to the Sinister Dragon, which we'll compare this guy to momentarily, where it had more what looked like a mace on its tail, but this one's just a spiky, more armor-plated tail. It's got some nice armor plating and some more kind of fleshy tones, even with like the visible rib cage, again adding to that more ghost-like or ghoulish-like appearance. I like its pose where it's like kind of pointing at the ground, like it's rearing up, getting ready to roar or something like that. Looks super cool, like all the details, with just like the kind of ghost-like dark, murky colors that they've chosen, with like the greens, the blacks, the grays, the blues, even some silver here. It just looks super nice, and I just like all the spiky textures on it. It looks super cool and super edgy. Like the horns on the crest are super awesome looking. It's just an all around a really solid spooky dragon because Safari is really good at making sculpts, but they seldom make any actual scary dragons. Their forte is more friendly looking dragons, akin to something you might see in a Care Bears cartoon. But they can get really creepy and kind of creative with some of their dragons. For comparison, as I promised, here is the Ghost Dragon next to the Sinister Dragon. And obviously you can see that kind of club and or mace tail I was talking about. But yeah, some pretty fearsome dragons. Getting them together, they look super cool. And while we're still on the topic of Safari Ltd's other dragon offerings, don't take what I said the wrong way. While yes, most of the dragons that Safari Ltd puts out are your very Care Bear-esque dragons, they do put out some really good sculpts for just your regular mythological dragons, although it's seldom in between. And a lot of those dragons are just your generic dragons, just done in different colors. Like you have a black one, a blue one, a red one, a yellow one. They're all pretty generic, either Chinese or Western dragons. But I like it when they experiment with different physiology and different appearances for their dragons. It just shows a side of creativity. I'm just looking more into the Ghost Dragon here. I've noticed that even the parts where there isn't armored scaling, you can still see they've added a nice texturing. This kind of, I don't know, like, it reminds me of like the kind of decay of metal. It's got that. It's obviously very flat and mute, but they sprinkled on some texturing and some paint that really makes it look like the kind of rot and decay of like metal or like a bone. And just it looks so cool. It looks like he would be the kind of ghost that would be on like a ghost pirate ship. He'd be like their big fearsome pet. He looks like he'd be at home there, but I just can't stop looking at this guy. He's so good. I just love the creepiness and the kind of a Halloween-esque nature of him. And to be honest, he is quite Halloweeny, as he should be, considering in the lore for or not for Spirit Halloween, for Safari Ltd, it states that he only appears during a new moon on Halloween, which is perfect. But let me know what you guys think about this guy in the comments below. I'm obviously in love with him. He's a ghost, he's a dragon, and that is quite my forte. But let me know what you guys think about this figure, if you yourself own it, and what you thought about the review. And with that being said, do take care and happy haunts.